So apparently we're still a little ways away from it. It says that it's an area that's called Hidden Pool. And so it is indeed hidden by all of this growth up here. And this rather pretty drive. It says to keep the gates closed, so I'm guessing there's cows roaming about. Look at that. Look how neat that looks. Just from oops. Camera looking down. Look how neat that looks. Just from just curiosity perspective, you look at something like this. This is really cool. Now, unfortunately, all this grass that you see over there is actually a really bad grass. It's called Kogan grass. And to flip the camera back. There we go. Because I've spoken about it before. It's virtually impossible to exterminate. And no, you cannot kill it with fire. Holy guacamole. Come on. See the contrast between that and this off to the left? That's what I'm talking about. Now here's the interesting thing. This is not where I need to be. Yeah, this is all mowed, prepped for vehicles, all that hunky-dory stuff. Alligator. Alligator. The actual ramp is somewhere around there-ish. Sort of, kind of. I think. I mean, those maps that have been provided are so generalized that it's just... There it is, folks. I got to test flotation of my do-it-yourself push pole made out of PVC and a wooden dowel, reinforced with pool noodles. That thing floats like a champ, so I'm gonna add it to my arsenal. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh yeah. Look at this. Now mind you that I'm still sitting, not really doing it the right way. Suppose if I got up, it'd be a little bit easier. But look how cool it is. Now here you see both hyacinth and newfar, so you see in Nilembo. So you see both invasive and native species. So let me just get up real quick. Yeah, come on, cheer. Whoops. Trying to do two things at once. Ironically, on my kayak, the place where you normally would stand is occupied by the cameras and the tripod. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh wow. So in case you're wondering why I didn't use an actual proper steakhouse pole, paying $80 for something just to push yourself, I don't know about that. You know, maybe if I had like a sponsor or something, I would gladly shell out money for this sort of stuff. But other than that, nuh-uh. My only complaint with it, with respect to pushing, the way I've done it is, and you can sort of see it on the GoPro, I left this little triangular doohickey in there. In retrospect, I should have just got a cap. Because that way I could just, without flipping it, I could just, I guess I could do it with this end too. Well, this was a successful experiment. I wonder if I could get through that over there. Well, let's see if that's even possible. We're gonna get through the thick stuff. Mind you that I've never tried this before, so this is new to me. Just as much as, okay, never mind. Can't really run through this. The pole is bending, even though I put dowels in it. But this pole is not really meant to do miracles either. All it is just a push pole. So if you give it sturdy pressure, it will do what you want, generally speaking. Well, on execution, I give this about 6 out of 10, I would say. Sturdiness, I give this design about a 3 out of 10. But convenience of it is definitely worth, I don't know, maybe in the future I'll get a proper push pole, but for the time being this will get me by. Look at this is pretty interesting. The tree is standing right in the middle of the water. And I don't think it's cypress, it has to be something else. Maybe like bold cypress. That one right there. Huh, interesting. So all through this lake, I see lilies. I keep getting them confused. One is Nilambo, the other one is Nuphar. But the spiel behind them is that they are extremely difficult to get to take. And so on a reclamation projects like this, it's like some of the seeds, and I've talked about this in the past in the previous videos, some of the seeds could take 2,000 years to germinate effectively. There's just no rhyme or reason as to when and how and why. I tried to grow them on my koi pond in my fish tank to no avail, perfect water quality parameters, and it just doesn't stick. And so interesting thing about it is that, and you could actually see the flowers about to come up. Once it takes, it kind of stays there and then it grows and seeds itself. But it could, like, if I throw entire, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 bag of Nilambo in this lake, that doesn't mean that all of it will take. Sometimes this is as much as you're gonna get. And then all of a sudden, one year, at very specific conditions, it just explodes. And it just proliferates all over the place. It's a very interesting plant. Now the other side of the lake, if I was to pan the camera this way, between the alligators over there, there's a whole bunch more Nuphar and Nilambo. So there's really no telling as to how it sees itself. Another interesting factoid about this particular place is everything that we see, all the greenery, is essentially cattail. And so, very interestingly, in really sharp contrast to all the other places where I've been to, The small stuff that you see is what I've seen so far. I haven't seen that many cattails. And this place is exactly the opposite. You get very little of whatever that plant is, and a heck of a lot of cattails. And cattails, you know, even though they are... Hey, there's a little bird. Cattails, even though they're prolific all across the world, really. I don't think there's a continent that doesn't have cattails. They are a little bit of invasive species. People, you know, use cattail for all sorts of things, but it is invasive though. And all of this to the backdrop of fancy colors. Here in Florida, we really don't get seasons, at least not this far south. And so this is all about you're gonna get for the contrast. Now this fall, I'm planning a couple of trips to upstate Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina, specifically to see some colors. Look at this guy. He's trying to tell me that he is not entirely happy, arching his back. He's like, yo man, don't come near me. That's what he says. Look at that. Good little guy. You know, it feels kind of strange because this direction you're driving, it's like, wow, it's so sunny, it's so nice. And then you look behind you and there's just like a wall of black. But, you know, at least this gave me a bit of adventure.